Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel today. I'm Kelvin, and today we're back to our philosophy topic. So, our topic today is talking about that why do we have to doing the philosophy and why that we do the philosophy. So, to can explain the reason of doing philosophy, you could see about how the philosophy is helping our real work. So you have to imagine that you are a part of a crowd that watching and hearing someone giving a speech. And when the one that's speaking, the crowd and a lot of people in that crowd is using and doing philosophy without even realizing it. And the power of doing philosophy in a crowd is a very important thing to can make the society change. Let's take an example here. There is one people is talking about the report of the robot brain that taking over the world. He's saying that the robots are coming and they are stealing our job. This is very bad, and the human job should be for human people. So this is the argument of the people, or you can say the person who are talking. But in the crowd, there are so many people that using the philosophy to make an other question and using the thought experiment to ask and going to answer themselves. Like some examples I'm going to tell you guys now. There's some question that say that, why should I believe that new report? Sound like science fiction to me. I didn't think that robot could take on over the human world just by going to take the job. Some people saying that if the brain of the robot are smarter or as human, that is count as a human too. And if they are the human, so if we're going to delete them, is they going to die? Or they are going to be unnotified, they cannot going to be recognized and don't have the place to work. So this is not good either. So there are some and a lot of examples like that on a crowd that you usually do when going to hear a person give a speech. And in some time you can hear that the audience always going to putting out question for streamer, YouTuber or the popular people too. So on those questions that the people is going to put out are responding to the news report and to the pitch. To the speech. Sorry. So some of the question might not have a clear answer, and some don't like seem is right too. But just asking them and debating them with each other in a group, and then the argument will going to appear after a long time of debating and trying to make your making your question or the answer making sense with the real world. And after that, those series of questions will go into get out the last answer and making the future of society brighter. So this basically why to doing the philosophy and why did we have to do it. So after all, the reason of doing philosophy is that going to make a society a better future and making them by changing people's mind. And to change people's mind, you guys have to making the thought experiment and putting a lot of questions and then get those questions to the answer and keep doing it until you guys changing the thing or the vision of people. So does this mean that anytime you're going to put out a question, you're doing philosophy? So well, the answer that no, not every question is philosophical. But laws are, especially for questions that challenge your basic ideas, is involved in the physical, the philosophical. So let's take an examples for some questions that taking and being involved in the philosophical the philosophical question or the branch of philosophical. So some question that include philosophic is what do the word good and bad, and how can you know if something is good or bad, or is just good more than the bad, or you can say that it's good rather than bad, and does this matter either way? So to can making the question that challenge your basic idea and then get the answer for them, you will going to have going through a very difficult process. I mean, the process. But of course, after you get the answer, you guys you can making the vision of yourself and people around you change. And of course, philosophies that have a reputation for being difficult, but most of the ideas that causing the philosophy question aren't difficult at all. It's very easy to understand, and you guys just need to concentrate. So sometimes beside with the concentrate and with the way you understanding the ideas in philosophy, you guys have to using the exact word too. Because the exact word will going to decide how you guys can describe your ideas and describe your vision. So you can see that the philosopher listen and read very carefully, especially when they're going to making the news idea. So working through the argument can take time and making a very difficult process. But of course, it's very fascinating and satisfying. And after you finding out the answer, the achievement that you get is very big. And after all, not everyone agrees that the philosophy can help people to solve the problem. But people do agree that philosophy will give you a better thinking way and making the tools to can sort out argument from the bad one. So to making a good argument, the very important things that you have to know is about the philosophy. And in any situation, once you know the philosophy, you can make a good argument and then going to like develop it until you get the answer that you need. So that's all for my video today. Thank you for listening and I'll see you guys on my next video. And now it's time for us to say goodbye then. See ya!